Hey, what's up YouTube? Down the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. I'm going to show you how to change your serpentine belt on a 2002 Dodge Dakota. Now you can see we've got a nice little diagram right here on the front of the engine that shows the belt routing. The tensioner pulley is right here on the far left, and it also shows that we need to rotate that clockwise in order to remove the belt. But you can see it comes up over here. This is the alternator, down around a small little idler pulley, up and around the AC, and then over around the power steering, and then it does a reverse around the water pump, and then down around the crankshaft. Pretty straightforward, shouldn't be difficult at all. And all you need is a 15mm socket on a long-handled ratchet or breaker bar. And you could do this with a regular open-end wrench, but you'll get a lot more leverage with a long handle like this. So then all we need to do is just take that 15mm socket on this long handle. Just make sure that your fan blades are clear. You can just kind of peek in here and make sure that we're not going to hit any blades. And then go ahead and just turn that to the right or clockwise, and that loosens the belt. I'm just going to slide it off this little idler pulley right here. And then that will allow us to take everything off, and we can loosen the tensioner and take our ratchet off and out of the way. Now we should be able to just take this off of each of the pulleys. And the nice thing is, you can see we don't even need to get around the fan. This will just come off the crank, and we can just take everything out this side right here. And we're out. And that was easy. Because it reverses around the fan, we don't actually have to weave it around each of the blades. It just comes right out once we get off that crank pulley. Well, let's go ahead and take the new belt. And here's where we're going to want to match this up and make sure that we got the correct length. And that looks good. Just to take a look at the old belt, really not too bad, but it was just starting to squeal and make some noise, so the owner decided to have me change this. Now it's not a bad idea to hang on to these old belts and keep this as a spare. All right, now let's get the new one put on. I'm going to start at the bottom with the crankshaft, and we're just going to make sure that we come around on the same side that we were on. Now once you get around the crankshaft, we should be able to pull it around this idler pulley, and basically we just want that to reverse around the water pump slash fan. And now we need it to come around all the way over here around our power steering pump and around the air conditioning pulley. Now it needs to go underneath this idler pulley here. Aha. Now here's a good opportunity to come in and spin each of your pulleys and make sure that you don't have any noise. And as I was putting this belt back on, I spun everything. Power steering feels quiet. Everything feels quiet. AC feels quiet, except for this right here, our tensioner pulley. We've got a bad bearing in that. So it's time to change this out. To take this pulley off, all we need to do is get that same 15mm, and we're just going to loosen the bolt. And there we go. So it comes off with this little washer here, but yeah, this bearing is shot. This is no good. So we could grab just a bearing and press it in, but I think they sell these pulleys pretty cheap, so we're gonna go grab one of these and change this out. All right, so here's the new pulley, nice and quiet compared to the old pulley. All we need to do is put this bolt through the pulley and put it on right down where the old one came off. Just snug this down with that 15mm. Now, I don't know what the torque spec is on that, but if there is one, I'll put it in the description. All right, so now we can finish up routing the belt. So again, we're down on the crankshaft there. What I'm going to do is put it around this tensioner pulley and up around the alternator as well. Now you can see it's around every pulley, except I just need to go down underneath this one. The reason I'm leaving this one for last is because it doesn't have the grooves. It's a little bit easier sometimes to slide the belt on a pulley that does not have the ribs. Just try to make sure that that belt is lined up in all those grooves, and then we're going to apply the tensioner here. And let's just see if that's enough so that we can slip this underneath the smooth idler pulley here. Yep, that was easy. That's kind of the trick. That's what I usually do on these, especially when they're tight, when they're new. Now, just also make sure that all of the grooves are lined up in all of the pulleys before we release that. And you're done. That was a quick and easy job. The source of our noise, of course, was that bad pulley. We knew we needed a new belt anyway. It hadn't been changed in quite a while. But it's a good idea every time you do change a serpentine belt to inspect all of the pulleys, give them a little spin. So we should be good to go. Let's go ahead and start this up and make sure everything sounds good. Everything sounds good. It's running nice and smooth. No noises, no issues. Should be good to get back on the road. I hope you liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind. That does help me out. I'll get a link in the description to some of the parts and tools used in the video as well. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.